Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Somewhat a tough start to the week as the Orioles did not take many games from the Brewers at home, which kind of stinks, but they did play. The Brewers were in Milwaukee, but they did come for a home series against Kansas City Royals and got several wins. As you can see, I am on MASNsports.com. First game with the Brewers in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee. Make sure I get my locations and my teams right. This did take 10 innings. Each team got a pair of runs in the first few innings. 1 run later. And the Brewers walked it off in the 10th. Not a whole lot of hits to be had. It does seem like Aaron Hicks is settling in very nicely with the Baltimore Orioles. Very nice to see. O'Hearn is still around. He's having several key hits. See Hicks and O'Hearn home runs. Very nice. Kyle Gibson got to start this game. Not one of his better outings, but not terrible. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. The strikeouts, those were a high, or high-ish for him. I can't remember what his high is on the season, but 7 is really good for him. 2 runs are very nice, but the offense just couldn't push any across. So it's more of a bad outing for him because he only went 5. Bauman in relief, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Coulomb off the bereavement list, which means Zimmerman, I think. Either Zimmerman or Vavra went back to the minors to get Coulomb back on the roster. You see Coulomb 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Cano was brought in, pitched an inning and a third. Did give up a run, but that is kind of what happens. 1 hit, 2 walks. But nice to see that he can rebound. Instead of feeling sorry for himself, get 3 strikeouts. It's very good for him because he's more of a ground ball kind of guy. Batista in the 9th with the game tied. So 1 inning pitch, 0-0-0-0, 3 strikeouts. Very nice. Austin Voth in the 10th. 1 hit, 1 walk. Probably know what happens after that. Being it that their Brewers were awarded a man to second base. Kind of disappointing to see. But it does happen. You would have expected a team with over 30 wins to be able to pull that one out. They just couldn't do it that day. Next game was kind of a laugher. For the Brewers, anyway. 10-2 Brewers. Orioles only managed 5 hits. Urias, Hayes, Hicks, Henderson, and Mateo. 1 walk by Rutschman. Okay, see, Zimmerman is here, so it had to be Vavra that went down to get Coulomb on the roster. All right, who started this game? Dean Kramer. They let him go 5 innings, but 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 strikeouts. Was it mostly? I mean, he was kind of spread out, right? It's not like it all happened in the first inning, and that's why they let him go further. But Zimmerman pitched the last 3 innings, so it is nice that he had the arm ability to pitch the 3 innings and save the bullpen somewhat. Did give up 7 hits and 4 runs, so that's not great. You don't like to see that, but did strike out 4, which is nice. And had a fielding error. As you can see, that's the first game. This is the second game. No stolen bases to report. Did get a stolen base in the third game in Milwaukee. Almost got shut down on the base pass, but however, Orioles were able to salvage the series by getting 1 win. This was the third game in Milwaukee, 6-3 Orioles. You can see Brewers put 3 on the board early. So you'd really like to see you're down the whole game by 3 until what? The 7th inning you get 1. Then you take the lead in the 8th and get some insurance runs in the 9th. You really like to see the whole team not be down on themselves, not feel sorry for themselves, not count themselves out until all 27 outs were recorded. So you like to see that they were able to come back in this game. Frazier, 2 RBIs. Santander, 1 RBI. Henderson, 2 RBIs. And Arias with another RBI there. Still not getting too many walks. Henderson and Hicks with 1. Home runs by Arias and Henderson. Henderson's getting a little hot with the home run bat now. And as I mentioned, Arias with a stolen base. Bradish got to start, only went 5 innings. 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. They do give up some runs, but it is nice to see that the strikeout numbers are still there. They do still have the stuff to get the strikeouts. They just, I don't know, they miss their spot too often. And they start giving up a bunch of runs. Baker, 1 inning in relief. And as I mentioned, the Brewers didn't score any more runs, so they're all zeros there. Baker, no hit, 1 strikeout. Aiken in relief. Nice to see Keegan Aiken have a very good performance here. Got the win, too, because he was on the mound when the Orioles took the lead. 1 in the 3rd inning pitched. 1 run, 1 strikeout. Cano with the last 2 outs in the 8th inning, getting another hold. No hits, no walks, but no strikeouts. But that is more Cano's style. Batista in for his 16th save. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. One of these days I'm going to check out on some of these numbers. And the holds and the saves, they got to be getting up there among the league's best. All right, on to the home series with the Kansas City Royals. You see Orioles won 3-2. Low scoring games. You can see still Mullenless. He has resumed. I can't remember where I heard this, but he has resumed doing activities athletic activities, not necessarily rehab assignment yet, but he should be on the part of his recovery where he is able to build himself up again. So hopefully, barring any setbacks, hopefully another week, maybe. Fingers crossed. Hayes, 2 hits and an RBI. Santander, another RBI. Mateo with an RBI. That's nice. Lots of base running in this game. See Mateo, 2 steals. Because doesn't see a walk, so not sure if he got... I don't think he stole third. He must have stole third, or he got on by an error or something. I can't remember. Henderson, 2 steals. Hicks a steal. Henderson a caught stealing. Henderson picked off. Woohoo! You go from like, what was it in the Brewers series? They had 1 stolen base. There wasn't even another caught stealing in there anywhere. To all of a sudden in the first game, they did more running in this one game than they did the whole game against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's so weird. I don't know. Home cooking, I guess, huh? As you can see, Mateo's up to 18 stolen bases now. Tyler Wells got to start in this one. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. It's a little low strikeout number for Tyler Wells. I would have expected him to, 6 or 7, but you go through a stretch where you're getting 8 or 9 strikeouts a game, and people just got to start expecting you to do it. Not always in the cards. Bauman closed out the 7th inning, 1 out, and it was a strikeout. Very nice. Cano in for another hold. 1 inning pitch, 2 hits, but didn't allow a run to score, didn't walk anybody. Batista in for a 17th save. 1 inning pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And that was Friday's game. This should be Saturday's game. 6-1 Orioles. Getting used to Camden Yards. Left field's kind of the hitter's side of it, but right field is kind of the hitter's side of it. Oh my God, I can't think about what I'm trying to say. Left field with the wall moved back is more of the pitcher's side of it. Where, did I say left field? Oh my God, what field am I thinking about? Yes, left field. The left field wall was pushed back. I know why I'm getting confused, because left-handed hitters like to hit it to right field. Oh my God. Woo! Left field is more of the pitcher side. And it does hurt right-handed hitters. But with the lefty bats in this lineup, Santander, even though he's a switch hitter, Rutschman too, also switch hitter, but Henderson, Frazier, O'Hearn are all taking advantage of right field. Which, not that left-handed hitters don't usually do that anyway. Henderson led this game off. 2 for 5. He hit a home run? He did. He hit a home run. His 8th. Very nice. Frazier also hit homered. So 1 RBI from Henderson, 1 from Santander, 1 from Hayes, 1 from O'Hearn, 2 from Frazier. Santander also doubled twice. O'Hearn also doubled. Nobody running around the base paths this time. I guess they were too busy getting driven in, and they were Mr. Splash out there in the bird bath was spraying everybody. Lots of extra base hits. Mr. Irvin. I can't even remember what day, but it was before Saturday. The Orioles had optioned Zimmerman down to bring up Vespi. Vespi didn't get in the game. They needed a starter for Saturday, which I said they would last week. So they sent Vespi back down again without getting into a game. Not the first time it's happened to him this year, which is slightly odd. For Cole Irvin, not Irving, Irvin, to get the start. He was sent down, I don't know, a month or so ago in favor of Grayson Rodriguez. So these numbers are actually nice to see from Cole Irvin. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, no walks. You like to see that. Yeah, he gave up a few hits, but you like to see that balls weren't so egregiously out of the zone that hitters weren't even offering at it. You don't like to see your pitcher give up a bunch of hits, but it's nice that he's around the zone. Baker finished off the 6th, 2/3 of an inning, did walk 1, but no hits, no runs. Voth pitched a 1/3 of an inning, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Perez pitched an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Baumann finished the game off, no save opportunity. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Excuse me. Finally, it had been a long time since we've seen the Orioles put up this many runs, but also keep their opponent's run total low. 11-3 Orioles. Lots of offense by the Birds in this one. Mr. Splash was busy out there. Henderson, 3 hits, led off again. 3 for 5. As you can see down here, O'Hearn and Henderson home run. Henderson, 3 RBIs in those 3 hits. Hayes, only 1 RBI. O'Hearn, because he walked twice, 3 for 3. 1 RBI. Scored 4 times. Hicks, again, settling in very nicely here. Don't know what they're going to do when Mullins is ready. I would assume keep him, right? Would allow you to maybe, not 100% sure of the strength of Hicks's arm, but you could potentially put Hicks in left, Hayes in right, and DH Santander more. Maybe try him out at first base again. I saw him play first base in one game. I know he played another game, but the one I went to the park and saw him play, he looked fantastic out there. Very athletic as a first baseman. Hicks, 2 for 4, 1 RBI. Arias, nice to see him coming back from his, was it a hamstring injury? Took him a series or 2 to get his legs back up to speed, but now he's driving the ball all over the place. 4 for 5, 2 RBIs. Frazier did get a walk, but didn't do much else. Josh Lester. The Orioles seem to have several of these, maybe not necessarily starters, guys to be counted on every single day, like your O'Hearns, like your Lesters, like a McKenna, a McCann. They seem to be putting him in just enough getting a lot of production out of him. Lester, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. McKenna defensive replacement. So he didn't even get a bat, which is kind of, you understand, but it's kind of disappointing. You like to see the guy get a bat every once in a while. But when Mullins gets back, they're going to be crowded in the outfield. So we're going to have to see. McCann didn't get a hit, but did get an RBI, which is very nice. Hicks, 2 doubles. Arias, 2 doubles. Henderson, a double. And as I mentioned before, Henderson and O'Hearn with home runs. They were both big home runs too. Recap, right? No play-by-play. O'Hearn was this solo home run in the 8th, pouring it on a little bit, but if they're giving you good pitches to hit, take your shot, right? Gunnar Henderson was the 3-run home run in the 7th. You do like to see that. Just because you're already winning doesn't mean you should take your foot off the gas. You have no idea how many runs they're going to be able to put up. There's no clock, so as long as the Royals don't get the outs, they can keep hitting as long as they want. I point these out because these were big home runs by some lefties. Both went out to Utah Street. Henderson did nail the warehouse on the bounce first, then did bounce up over the little awning on the warehouse and hit it. It was a very, I don't want to say majestic, but that ball was crushed. And you could tell that Henderson knew he got it because he kind of stood there and watched it for maybe 1 or 2 more Mississippis than he probably should have, being up that many. But it was, he may have thought he would have hit the warehouse clean instead of bouncing first. Maybe that's why he was looking at it a little too long. Gibson started here, 6 1/3, so was able to go longer than he did the last time. 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. Keegan Aiken, 1 out short of being able to get a save. Doesn't matter what the score is as long as you win, but if you're the pitcher and you pitch the last 3 innings of a game, you earn a save. Or at least you used to. Don't know if they've changed that scoring metric recently. I haven't heard they did. Very nice outing from Keegan Aiken. 2 2/3, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. He only got 8 outs. 6 of them were strikeouts. Where has this Keegan Aiken been the whole time? Really? However, man, I mean, do you? So it was very nice to see. And again, I keep pointing this out. Things don't start off well, but this team, I guess they're young and inexperienced enough or stupid enough or however you want to describe it. They're not accepting being defeated. Took the first 2 losses in Milwaukee, then 4 straight wins, right? Because they won the last game against Milwaukee Brewers, and then they swept the Kansas City Royals, ending up with a 41-24 record. Let's talk about this article written by Rock Kubatko. Titles it Orioles option Vespi, plus lineup and notes. And it says, first line, Vespi to minors, Cole Irvin to return. Lasted 1 day, second stint. Still hasn't pitched for the Orioles this season. It's just weird. I mean, you look at this picture. I mean, assuming this is the picture is correct. He's a lefty. It's kind of weird that you wouldn't find somewhere to get the lefty in somewhere, right? It's kind of odd for a bullpen that does pitch a lot. Don't know. What day was this? This was the 10th he wrote this. Talking about 5 steals. So that was the... Was it this game? They stole a bunch? No, it was this game. The 5, I didn't even count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5. You go from not stealing any to stealing 5 in a game. I don't know. Most before the All-Star break in the wild card era. Here, Mr. Kubatko mentions Batista's strikeout rate per 9 innings, 18.5, which is on pace to be the highest in Major League history, minimum of 30 innings. And I guess that's based on a year, right? A full season, or... I mean, it doesn't say, but 30 innings minimum. Okay. However. Oh, here at the end they're mentioning some of the minor league notables. Jackson Holliday, draft pick a few years ago, son of Matt Holliday, playing very well in the minor leagues. So have Jake Lyons got pitcher of the month. All right, let's look at the schedule. Or do I want to look at the standings? Let's take a peek at the standings. Was it last week that the Yankees were what, 2.5 games behind the Orioles? Well, if the Orioles are 5.5 games back of Tampa Bay, and the Yankees are 9.5 games back of Tampa Bay, that means the Orioles are 4 games ahead of the Yankees. Yes! Hate those Yankees. Keep losing. Turds. While we picked up your player that you had for several years. And we're getting lots of production out of him. Thanks. All right, looks like in the win column, the Orioles are tied for the second most wins in Major League Baseball. So that's cool. All right, let's check the schedule out and wrap this video up. Schedule. Where's the schedule? Schedule. Got an off day today. Let's see, where are we at? Then start a home series on Tuesday with the Toronto Blue Jays. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Woo! Then the Orioles go visit the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Am I reading that right? All 3 games are at 2:20. Wow. Yeah, that's odd. I have to make special note of that. You don't very often see, at least the Orioles, play 3 straight games scheduled to start at 2:20. Old school thing with the Cubs, I guess, huh? They like to play early. I guess at one time they didn't have lights at that field. So they kind of keep the tradition up, I guess. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Very nice week. You like to see getting a sweep. That's why the Yankees are 4 games back of the Orioles, at least at this point in time. Keep those Yankees down. Hate them guys. All right. So I'll do another show next week. Be sure to tune in. And also be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.